Good morning, everybody. We're in Arkansas, heading up towards Missouri, Illinois to Michigan. Kind of a nice cloudy day. Hello, whoever's in here. I see somebody's lurking there. Hi, Josh. You got any plans this weekend, Josh? Hey, Michael. Oh, you got the smoker going already. Man, I went in last night here at the Petro at Little Rock, Arkansas, and they had them riblets. I love them things. And they had some baked beans. Hi, Ashley. And they was really good riblets, but the baked beans, I don't know how they made them. They had some little green plant in it, but they weren't real. They was sweet, but they weren't sweet. I don't know how to describe it. God, I'd like to have some more of them this morning. But them riblets, they just melted in my mouth. Some of the best truck stop food I've had in a while. All right, I will. Goofy car. I was following you, and then I go to pasture. You go to speed up. I might have a chance Monday to meet the vineyard chicks. I ain't sharing with Shannon. All right, do it. Make a video though. Here, I'll let you use my bear horn. My mom used to throw ice water on me to get me out of bed, and I always slept with a fan, so it was really cold. You goofy little car, you're back again. Run. Text. Oops, Smokey Bear got him, somebody. Good job, Smokey. I'll give this Texan a ticket. Cops probably going to be heavy this weekend. About time for Paula to come in. Josh, I watched some of your videos. Grilling and chilling with Mo. Hey, Junior, you didn't race last night, but I heard about you. When the E mods come out for the feature, their announcer uh, said, "Yeah, Randy's standing over there wanting the E mods to go up high, or he's trying to be a speed bump." That guy that goes live once in a while had it playing last night, so I was watching it. Yeah, I figured you'd working, you weren't racing, but yeah, he seen you is over there on, I think, turn 3 and spotted you. Probably because all that gray hair. As Iowa tonight, racing or just going up and watching? Going to Boone? Oh, it's that. Oh, that's right. It is September. Uh, I don't pay attention to the dates anymore. Oh, you didn't call me. Me and Paula was talking about chicken. Shannon's raising meat chickens, and you guys are supposed to call me, let me know if you wanted 10 or 12, and come over and help them process them one weekend when we do it. On a, I think it's, sometimes it's on a Saturday, but they're $3 a piece, and the feed's like 15 or $16 a bag. Yeah, she's supposed to tell you and call me, not last night, night before. Shannon picked up some, and the lady's got more. I will. No, I won't yell at her. She's one of my most loyal fans, YouTube subscriber. She's in here about every time I'm live. I've run all the others off. Um, yeah, Shannon just got back from the store. I was talking to her. She just went to the store, so I just hung up from her and started my live. So She cheated though. She called an order in at Walmart. All she had to do is pick it up. You're taking your the other car. You're not taking your car to Boone, right? You probably should have brought it out and raced it once or something to get the feel of it. Or you're taking yours. Oh, here a while back, he's talking about the other car John had, so I didn't know. Hi, Daniel. Daniel, I've been waiting for you to come in here. I got a trivia question. What state is it illegal to sleep naked in? It was a trivia question on uh, Scott Swiss the other day. You got it, Minnesota. Yeah, it's on the books. It's illegal. I don't know how they check you guys, so you might watch, but it's illegal to sleep naked in Minnesota. That's a weird shit. I'm gonna turn you in, have the cops raid your place. They can take pictures and stuff for evidence, I guess. There, there's some funny, I call them like little blue laws on all the different states that people don't know that are on the books. I've heard of some really off the wall ones. Oh, Daniel, go to Living YouTube channel or go to my community page, and there's a link dropped. It says giveaway. They are giving away a freeze dryer. So all you got to do is watch their video and comment on it, and that's all you have to do to enter. But I believe it's Living Traditions, and it's a medium one, like a 5 tray freeze dryer that they're giving away this month. But I put it on my community tab, put giveaway so everybody could go over and look for it. Yeah, I'm telling everybody. So maybe one of my friends can win it. Hi, Yozer. I drive for myself. Oh, 3 weeks, huh? And then no sleep for you. Yep, your life is going to change. Three o'clock feedings, poopy diapers. Yeah, I don't know if it's the best way. Some days it's a headache, but I got the freedom. If I want to just go home, I just put it in gear and go home. Yeah, that's what I told her. Glass of cold water. It used to work on me. I blew my horn. She can have it. Or yeah, ice down the back. Or stick her hand in a cup of warm water. Oh, I can't say nothing. You're about doing things to kids. Shannon was reading this morning, or heard on. She went to town, and on Fox News, they was saying that there's a YouTube channel was helping or telling the lady how to do stuff to her kids, to correct her kids, and they indicted the lady for the one YouTube channel for 6 counts of child abuse. Hi, Nets. Yeah, that's some shit, just somebody was giving somebody advice or something. I don't know what the advice was. She didn't tell me. But yeah, I got 6 counts of child abuse against them by just telling them something on YouTube about their kids. You guys can type vet, Army, Navy, USAF, or whatever, and Aaron and Daniels already knows to do the weather, does your weather. You guys want to share your links out? What's your weather up there today? 73 degrees. 68% humidity though. It's 78 degrees down here. It looks like it's going to rain. We're 30 miles out of Memphis. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I was going to wash the truck, but I looked at the weather and said there's a 15% chance of rain, so I figured I'd save the $60. Net, you're having a live or something. I noticed. Was it today you're live or tonight? If you want, drop the link in here so people can come to your live. Ooh, 95 to 100. Yeah, Shannon was saying there at the house is going to be hot again next week. I wish it'd stay around 78 to 80 for the highs. That's a comfortable 60s for the lows. Yeah, it won't be long. And the snow and ice will be up there. And you can get your houses out. Hey, Backtrack Hooligan. Good morning. Yeah, yeah. Get your huts out there and go out there ice fishing. I've never did that. I'd like to do it one time, just so I can say I did it. My dad had a friend used to right there in northern part of north of us there in Missouri. He used to do it. He always tried to get me to go. I never did go, but oh, yeah, we are cussing, ain't we? And 3 and 4 letter words. Up there where Daniel though, they live for that stuff. That's their time of the year that they like. Usually around our place around Halloween when our weather starts changing to cold. Never fails. It's always either raining or cold and snowy or ice on Halloween for the kids to go out trick or treating. I like watching them guys that like ride motorcycles on the ice on the lakes. Got them spikes on the front tire and the back tire. I think that's neat. Or they have like hooligan. They actually have drag races on ice. They have studded tires. I don't know if you ever seen that, but they'll be out there on the ice and have dragsters. 12 inches to drive a truck. I was years ago. I was at a place up there delivering, and this guy had a picture of I think it's about a '78 or '9 Ford pickup, jet black, man, perfect body, and he had it hanging on the wall there in the office, and it was a really beautiful pickup. And I go, man, that's a nice truck. He goes, it used to be. What do you go? What do you mean used to be? He goes, it fell through the ice. He showed me some pictures. They were out on the ice and it fell through the ice. Yeah, I watch them guys. I don't go up there and do it, but I watch them racing on the ice. I went through Cleveland and went up to Rochester last week, and I remember years ago, right there in Cleveland on the lake, they have the ice. It builds up, and they have like a lottery deal. You guess what date the last piece of ice was gone, and you win so much money. 18 to 20 inch for semis. I know I used to watch some of that ice road truckers, and I never did pay attention how thick it was. Then you watch it still cracking. Be my luck, I'd catch a air pocket where it wasn't that thick. Hi, AKW. Just talking about Ford trucks, and AKW showed up. You get yours done, bud? Oh, DLT man got him a grain truck over there. Yeah, I got the crew set. There's too many cops today. Hey, KW, did you get your truck fixed where you can drive it yet? On blocks. Oh, shoot. Tires are high right now. I'm headed to Flint, Michigan. Possibly Monday I can meet the vineyard chicks. Anybody knows the girls? Bunky, KK, and oh shoot, whatever it takes to get it. I mean, as long as you can use old radiators or anything to, plumb the transmission cooler in there just to get airflow in it. I had on this truck a couple years ago, I blew the transmission cooler on it. Man, it made a mess. Wish Josh would come in here. The IL. I'm gonna be going up through his place today or tomorrow. Probably today up there in Illinois. Effingham. Couldn't think of the town. Oh, you got bad connection somewhere. Make sure you got grounds, because a lot of people worry about the hot wire, but the grounds are more important sometimes. On that older vehicle, they're not as bad as the new one. So, but yeah, make sure you got a good ground. That way, don't short out and catch your truck on fire. I bought a case of 500 the other day. Them solder joints, they look like butt connectors, but you solder them. That way, when I work on something here on the truck or at home, I can just solder them instead of just regular butt connectors, and then they're heat shrink, so it keeps the moisture out. They weren't that high. I think it's like 13 or 14 bucks. Paula, I was supposed to chew you out, but I'm not going to. You were supposed to tell Randy about the chickens, but I told him I'm not going to chew you out because you're one of my loyal followers. Did you get anything good at the store? Heck, he's going to be gone all week. You're going to have some peace and quiet. Oh, you get to go this time too? I know at one time you went by yourself. He's not going to make you sleep in the back of the car hauler, or is he like he did? When you're going too, I ought to be seeing some videos. You have to text me when you're doing it. I watched races last night on that guy it was live there last night, so I got to watch last night. Oh, it does. Well, you can text me maybe and tell me how he does. Oh, hold on, John. I'm hitting a bump. Oh, how come it won't let me pull you up? There it went. Good morning. Are you muted?
Hey, can you hear
There you
me?
are. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I had to change my settings on my Bluetooth on the phone so it work.
uh, I know it's a pain sometimes.
Oh, definitely is. Where you headed to today?
Flint, Michigan, where I'm ending up not till Tuesday though. So
Right.
I'm in, I'm coming into Memphis now. So I got what 750 miles to do the next 3 days.
Oh, that's a walk in the park right there.
Yeah,
At
trying
least
to
you'll
figure
get you
out where I want to
34 in.
mess off. Yep.
Well, you go through Ohio and then go up 23 into Michigan.
I'm gonna go up the other way up through Chicago and cross because I'm gonna go up through
Go,
Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids.
I
Cause
go across
I,
94.
yeah, cause the Vineyard Chicks. I don't know if you know who they are. They live up there by Kalamazoo, and I'm gonna try to meet them Monday.
Oh, gotcha.
Kill some time.
Yep. Yeah, I think there used to be an older type truck stop there. I think in Paw Paw. I think that's about 10 miles from Kalamazoo, if
Yep,
I remember right.
yep. There at Paw Paw, there's that old one there, and they're remodeling it. Though last I dropped the trailer, and I deliver trailers, and I do the room and
Mm-hmm.
board trailers, and you meet another
Yep.
driver somewhere, and I went there, and they had some really good food there. They were still remodeling, but it was good food.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably the closest you're going to get to Kalamazoo. The
Yeah.
Battle Creek's past Kalamazoo. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
don't know where we're going to meet yet. I've been sending them emails back and forth. I'm going to tell them to figure out a spot that they want to meet at.
Yeah, yeah, that stretch of highway right there in the wintertime, boy, it could be bad.
Yeah, that's why
Cause
anymore I'm lazy. When it gets cold out or snowing, I don't go up north.
no, I don't. Well, I don't really. I can't really avoid it from what I do, but I know up there it gets a lot more snow because that's lake effect right off of Lake Michigan. There comes right across Kalamazoo.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
remember
a lot
years
of people
ago when
don't
I had that.
understand that.
Nope. Years ago, I don't know exactly how long ago it's been now, but remember the big old fireworks that the semi trucker was hauling? He was loaded with fireworks, and it exploded, and it was a big old pile up there.
I never heard about that one.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long it's actually been. To be honest with you, nah, I got a little short run today, which that's all I do, short runs for one certain company.
Where you at today?
Right now, I'm in Macedonia, Ohio,
Yeah.
just outside of Cleveland. There, about 30 miles east of Cleveland.
Yeah, I went up through there last weekend. I went up to
Mm-hmm.
Rochester last week.
New York.
Yep.
Yep. I was in Dunkirk, New York. Well, I was up there one day this week, and I was up there one day last week. I usually go to New York up to Dunkirk once a week.
Man, I got DOT'd last week over there in Pennsylvania. I had a low tire on the
Oh
trailer,
yeah,
the whole trailer. Oh man,
yep,
it ended up being all right. They paid for everything, but it's still just a pain in the butt.
right.
The cops have been really bad here in Arkansas this morning.
Oh
I've
man,
seen
they're
two
all over
DOTs.
Ohio. Yeah, they. Well, last week was that brake safety check week. Yeah, that was the week of. I think it was. Yeah,
I'm roboting. I didn't hear you. I was roboting.
right. Yeah, last week I think was the brake safety week,
Yep.
and they was out at hot and heavy. But I don't unless I go to New York. I don't have to cross no scales with all the routes with all the runs that I do.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So once a week I'm at to cross into Pennsylvania, but other than that, they're locked up most of the time anyways at that rest area.
Yeah.
Now come back out of Ohio. Ohio's been closed for the longest time. I don't know if they ever reopen them or not. They always seem to be closed when I come through.
Yeah, Ohio's been kind of lax for the last, I don't know, 6, 7 months. They haven't been,
Mm-hmm.
open as much or nothing. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they don't have the
They're
money.
they're about two scale that really works pretty hard, and that one down in Wilmington on 71 between Cincinnati and Columbus, they're always open there. But they use
Yeah,
that for a
I come down through
training.
there.
Yep. And there is no scale on 77 going south, so you can just fly right down through there, and they don't really bother you. But that one there on 71 is probably the busiest one, and 75 just south of Toledo. But usually after 4 o'clock, you're good in Ohio. Anything after 4 o'clock, they're usually locked up and gone for the night. Especially the Hubbard scale over on I-80. 4 o'clock, they shut down.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually 4 o'clock. Majority of the scale are closed, except for, like I said, Wilmington and the ones by Toledo. They're still usually open, but other than that, that's it. Yeah, Ohio not too bad. Michigan, it'll hit and miss up there, up on
Yeah.
75.
Now, Michigan is a state I make sure I wear my seatbelt in. I told everybody that here a while back.
Right?
They give you, you got to bond yourself out right then on the spot, or you go to jail.
Well, I guess they changed that now.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, because I got a couple years ago, I got put out of service up there, and they wrote me up for what did they do? Put me out of service and wrote me a ticket on something, and it costed like $125, I think it was.
I know. I don't know how long ago. It's been quite a few years ago. I was delivering flowers in the Menards, and I was over there by Kalamazoo, and he's sitting
Mm-hmm.
on the overpass with these binoculars, and I'm getting off the exit there,
Yeah.
going into Menards, and he pulled up. What are you doing? Trying to run from me? I go, no, I'm going to Menards. Sure you are.
Right.
I go, well, here's my bill. Here's my bills. I got flowers on. I'm delivering here. Well, you didn't have your seatbelt on. I go, yeah, I did. I go, I don't have the shoulder one on. I go, but I have it under my arm. Look here. Oh, you just
Right.
did that. I go, no, I didn't. I go, that's the way I wear it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a $110 fine at that time. He said if you don't pay it, you go to jail, and then they send you the money back. It's only a $69 fine, but you got a bond
Right.
right on the spot. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was always 100. It was no less than $100. It was always $100.
Yeah.
But they finally did away with that. Cause matter of fact, I got pulled over up in Dundee on 23 in Michigan for an oversized load. He pulled me over because I was going 55 Well, I was going 57, and I was supposed to be going 55. Pulled me over and gave me a ticket for violation permit. But he didn't write me for speeding. He wrote me for a violation of the permit, of the oversized permit. $450 fine.
Wow.
Yep.
For 2 mile an hour over.
Yep. Yep. That's what he got me for, violation permit. So he didn't write me a ticket for speeding, he got me for violation permit. And that was more money for the violation permit than it was to, write a ticket for speeding.
Yeah, and then you can't fight it as easy.
Right.
You can fight the speeding one.
But I mean, I was guilty of speeding 2 miles per hour over. But if he was looking at the time when he got me, he would know that I come the way I came was Wayne County, and it was a curfew violation. What he could have, but he didn't say anything about the curfew.
Oh.
But I said, well, what it is, and he's supposed to, and he went ahead and let me go after wrote me a ticket for the permit and voided my permit. He went ahead and sent me on my way.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I'm like, well, technically I was supposed to get another permit, but I was only like 17 miles from Ohio at the time. He's like, well, there you go.
Just get the money and they didn't worry about it then after that.
Right, yeah, after that they didn't care. Yep. But that's Michigan, man. They seem like everybody up there works for the state police. They got more police, I think they got citizens.
Yeah.
So I used to hold, when I lived up, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
When I lived up in Gaylord, up in Michigan, which is up there by the UP, about an hour from the bridge, and I used to haul timber across the bridge over to UP to the paper mills. And we were, the maximum limit was 140,000 for the bridge. So we was hauling logs, and man, soon you get through the toll booth up there, he be sitting there waiting on you. He pull you over, take you to the rest area, bring you back down, and put you on the axle scale right there at the toll booth. And then he write you a ticket for whatever it was, if you was over axle or whatever, he was going to find something.
Yeah, they always do.
I got hit 3 times in 1 week. Well, the 3rd time, I changed trucks, different color trucks. And he pulled me over, and he gets to the door, and I rolled the window down on the passenger side. He's like, open the door. I said, yeah, open the door. He said, oh, you again. He said, well, you know the routine. I said, yeah, all too well.
Yeah.
I said, why you pull me over? Yep. And I asked him, I said, what was the reason you pulled me over for anyways? He said, you look heavy. I said, I look heavy? And I knew I wasn't, because the type of wood that I had was basswood, and basswood don't weigh nothing. It's like popcorn. So I said, well, before we get this scaled, I want to know what axle you think I look heavy on. And he named off like 6 and 7, because I was pulling an 8-axle crib trailer.
Uh-huh.
And he named off a couple axles, and he didn't get a chance because I broke his scale. And when I stopped on him for the steer tire, I slammed the brakes on, and all that weight shifted. Yeah. Well, he let me sit there for 15 minutes, and he didn't come down and said, my scales ain't working. But he made me sit there for 15 minutes. I'm like, well, at least I've
seen a guy in a tanker once tear up a platform scales. The cops come out and give him a ride up. He hit the brakes hard and got it motion back and forth. It was just a rocking, and
oh yeah,
calibrations all up.
It looks every time with them single platform scales, them single one, man. Yep. You hit it just right, you'll mess the calibration up on it. Yeah, I've been all over this country, but like now I got a local job. It's in Ohio, but I only hauled their product only. Contracted on with them. They said we'll pay you, you know, and they're good money what they pay us, and but we only haul their stuff. That's it.
That's pretty good.
So, I made deadhead all the way to Dunkirk to pick up one of their loads, but we get paid at a round trip for it, all
Yeah.
miles. Normally I'm off on Saturdays, but they said, "Hey, you want to work Saturday for us?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, I'd
Then
like
I
to
did.
find something local that I could make a living at. I
Yep,
started to go hauling dog food there out of St. Joe. I seen an ad and I called them. It was with my truck and
yep,
it was paying $75 an hour. Be running back and forth from St. Joe to Topeka,
yep,
and but they wanted you to shag trailers around, and but you was only allowed 8 hours, and I got to figure it up the mileage and the fuel costs at that time. I wouldn't be bringing hardly anything home.
right.
$75, you'd think it'd be pretty good. By the time you paid for the fuel and everything,
Oh
you're
yeah,
looking at about maybe $500 a week.
yeah. That's definitely not worth it. That's for sure.
No, not when you're paying for all the maintenance on the truck.
Yep, it gets expensive sometimes. That's why.
Yep.
And I've talked to some people, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm hauling it for $1.78 miles." Like, what are you doing that for? I said, "If you guys keep accepting these cheap rates, they'll never go back up."
Nope.
I said, "You got to learn to say no. Don't just don't do it for like $1.78. There's no way. Not a flatbed.
No.
I wouldn't even do it on a dry van."
I worked for 5 years for Jones Motor pulling step deck. I loved that job.
Oh yeah,
I hauled cars most of the time.
yeah,
I had ramps. I just drive three vehicles up on it, put my tire straps on, and go.
yeah. And it won't be that heavy.
Yep.
You know what? 2,500 pound a car roughly.
Yep. I did a really good one. I made like 10 grand one trip. I was down in San Diego and I was doing AT&T vehicles, and I
Yeah.
took them up to where the redwoods are in California, up 101.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a 50-foot trailer, but I could stretch it, slide out so that I could go 53 foot.
Yep.
And I had three vans on or pickups, and I'd never been up through the redwoods, with a truck. And I thought
Right.
I'm going to go, and then I get up there and there's a sign, nothing over 48 foot.
The
Ah,
length. Yeah. Yep.
and I get through there, and it was $150 fine. Guy stopped me
Ooh.
at the other end,
Yep.
and
You
I go,
always
"Oh,
at the
it's
other
worth it."
end.
And but there you can get a guy that's got a cab over, day cab. He will
Yep.
pull your trailer through that area for 150 bucks. So either way it goes, it's going to cost you 150
Under
bucks.
150 bucks. Huh.
It's like 7 mile stretch,
Wow.
but it's pretty neat.
Yeah,
But yeah, they
Pennsylvania's
pay
got
me.
some crazy laws like that. Nothing over certain lengths.
Yep.
And Virginia, there's a spot down in Virginia, down next to Lynchburg, got a spot like that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. We got all these new drivers out anymore. A lot of people don't realize that there's link laws different places
Yep.
around. It's
Mm-hmm.
like my GPS is set up because I got for 53 foot. Because
Right.
it tells me a lot of times I get on different roads, no trucks. Because it's over link.
Yep.
Like I had a 48 foot I brought down here out of Rochester. I brought it down. I took it down, and but I didn't change my GPS. I went come down 15
Yep.
and down through there. Instead of running all the way around, I just went ahead and cut down 15 and down by Harrisburg and dropped
Yep.
it. And there's a couple places down there. there's no 53 foots, but I had a 48. But my GPS kept telling me no trucks. I go, no, I
No
didn't
trucks.
change it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I pull a 53-foot flatbed. And I mean, I could get by with a 48, but there's some loads that we have. I got to use the whole deck of the load. It may not be heavy. It's just long pieces.
Long.
Yeah, and that's all I do. Haul titanium. That's it. And most of it, a lot of it does go over to other countries:
Oh,
Israel, Japan, um, France. I mean, a lot of it goes to a lot of other countries. Learned a lot about titanium. Never gave it much thought until I started hauling it. But they use it for the airplanes, 757 Boeings and the fighter jets. They use all that
yeah.
titanium for that stuff. Aerospace, anything going into space.
You have to tarp that.
Some of it I do, some of it I don't. The only reason I got to
Working on
tarp some of it,
tarps.
right? And when we ship that stuff to our warehouse, they'll have like maybe plate titanium that
Uh-huh.
they'll send and be shipping overseas, and they'll have it wrapped in like weatherproof paper. Then they'll have cardboard on it. And then they'll write everything on the cardboard, put the packing slip on it, and you got to tarp it because if you don't, the cardboard's gonna fly off, or you're gonna lose your packing slip.
Right. Got to get you a Conestoga then.
Well, I've looked at a kit, $16,000. I can put a kit on this trailer, but they
Yeah, you
don't
don't have to
because
mess
the
with it that way.
titanium, right? The titanium, it won't rust. And so I bought this tarp, just like a tarp you get at Tractor Supply or Harbor Freight or Walmart. Just one of them throwaway tarps. I bought
Yeah.
one that's 20 foot, 24 foot long, and that's what I used to cover the cardboard up with.
Oh, okay.
It's
You don't have
light.
the
You could just grab
big,
it.
big, heavy ones then.
Now I'll use them in the wintertime if we got salt on the road. They don't want to get the salt and the road grime on the titanium, so I'll use that for the wintertime. But for the rain and during summer or whatever, that throwaway tarp works just fine. And I'll get some
I
pretty
used to
good.
hate. I used to hate going into like Chicago in the steel mill, pick up a big old plate of steel that's laying out in the snow, and they want
You
me to
got to tarp
tarp
it.
it to go to Texas. It's already
Yeah.
rusted, but I guess they
Yep.
say it helps keep the salt off, and the rust ain't as bad as salt getting in it, and some of that
Right.
calcium chloride stuff gets on it.
Hmm. Yeah, you can pick up a big coil that's sitting out in the mud. You got to tarp it, and
Yeah.
it's rusted
Yep.
already, sitting in the mud. And only the top layer is going to get exposed to it. Then when they unwind that coil, they're going to get good material right underneath that top layer, but they still want it tarped.
I got a load of tractors once out of Baltimore. They come over on the ship. They were blue. I
Yeah.
don't remember what kind they were. And I took them to Missouri, southern Missouri, down here by where I'm going now here. And the guy thought I should have tarped them tractors because it's in wintertime and they had, salt and stuff all over them. Or I should wash. I mean, it's like -10 out. He thinks I should have washed the tractors or tarped them, bringing them to his
Oh wow.
facility.
Wow. See, a lot of people don't understand. You go start tarping machinery. You're going to do more damage to the paint with that tarp than
Yep.
if you just left it alone. Yeah, I know
I always
several people that's
covered
done
the
that.
stacks up and stuff, but
Right.
yeah, tarps will flop around and wear,
Oh yeah.
and they wear a lot.
Yes, they do. Especially once you we get a hole in there, and usually it's a pretty big hole when you get time the wind gets done with it.
Yep.
I used to
I
haul a
had
lot of machinery had a tarp it, and man, I'm like, just don't tarp it. You guys are messing your paint job up by putting a tarp on it.
I tore a big tarp up once. I come out of L.A. with the load of hot tubs, and I had the big 8 foot drops,
Yeah.
and I got into Arizona there coming up to Kingman, and it caught some wind and ripped that thing. And
Oh
I'm on the
yeah.
side of the road, trying to get that tarp off and strap it down where. And I was taking it clear out to Pennsylvania, and I got there. Nobody said a word about not having a tarp on there, but it ripped the big old tarp. I mean, it was junk. I left it there on the side of the road.
Yeah. Most of the time, I figure out that it's the broker or whatever that's wanting to tarp it. Because you get there a lot of times, like, well, what did you tarp it for? Well, I'm supposed to. We don't need. You didn't have to tarp it. I'm like, then
Yep.
that's when I figure out that's when it's the broker wanting to just want it tarped. They figure if we tarp it and protect the material, they just make the customer happy. But most of the time, they're like, you didn't have to tarp that. I was going down 75. Was it 75? No. Was it 65? Well, I don't remember now. It was in Kentucky. It was 71 maybe. No, it was 65 because it's down by Bowling Green.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 65. Anyways, I can't remember what interstate it was. It's been so long since I've been down there. But I had my CB radio on at nighttime, and I hear on the radio, hey, there's a tarp laying in the road at the certain mile marker. And I'm looking at the mile marker and like, I didn't see their tarp coming through. Well, I get looking back, trying to through the pole lights along the road and trying to look back there. And my tarp is completely gone.
Oh shit.
Well, that was my tarp, I guess. But must have caught wind and a hole or something. But it broke all the bungees off and it took it completely off the load. I'm like, well, ain't nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hate
didn't even.
tarping anything.
Yep.
That's why I started doing cars. I got that step. I had a flatbed. I switched to step deck. Started doing cars. It's so much
Yep.
easier, and it
Oh
paid good.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, step tech usually paid pretty good. Most of the time, it depends, where you get the load at.
Yeah.
And they passed a new law. I don't know if you heard about it, about the foreigners driving in the United States without a CDL. They passed a new law now that they're required to have all their credentials. And I thought they've been driving this all this time because it's something to do with the immigration. They weren't required to have a CDL to operate in the United States.
Huh. Well, they ought to.
And
They
they
ought
did,
to, and have to be able to read and write English too.
yeah. So I've Evlon Mother Trucker. I know you've heard of him.
Uh huh.
He got it posted on his channel on YouTube, and he tells all about it on there.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm like it's about time because the foreigners they come over here and they run the rates down to dirt.
Yeah.
And then when you try to go get a load from a broker, like, well, I just did the moving load for $2. I'm like, well, I'm not moving it for $2. That's what I got to have. At least minimum of three with fuel prices. Well, I can't do that. They're charging their customer that full amount of money and pocketing whatever they move it for their profit. But hopefully the rates will start going back up for a lot of these drivers that got to run their broker board. But I don't have to worry about it now. I don't have to deal with no brokers. And that's a big relief right there, man. I have to deal with a broker.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I actually have to. We doing this tow away. We use a lot of brokers on this, but especially like JB Hunt brokers some, and
Yeah.
let's see who's the other. CH Robinson does some of them, and they'll always want me to track my phone. I go, nope, I ain't tracking my damn phone.
Macro point.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. I used to have
I
to
go,
deal with the same thing they're like, well, you need to download MicroPoint so we can track you. I'm like, I got electronic logs. I said, you need to track me. You can get a hold of the company and they could give you the link and you can track my electronic logs.
Yep,
You ain't getting my phone.
that's what at Micropoint burned the phone up once on me, so I don't download it.
No,
They
I
locked
don't
my
either.
phone all up, so I pay for my phone. They don't pay for it.
That's what I said. So I tell them, and I tell my dispatcher at the time and said, hey, I'm not downloading it. Well, you're supposed to. And then the contractor said, nope, I got electronic logs and you guys don't pay for my phone.
We actually got two electronic logs in here now. We're trying a new one out. I don't know what the damn name of it is. It's a little
Right?
white. It starts with an S. I got one. I guess we're having problems with it, but it's actually got a camera on the windshield now. Forward, it don't have
Yep.
a back one, but it actually, if I get too close to somebody, it tells me
It'll,
I'm distance, or if I'm
yep.
speeding, it tells me. And my safety guy, when I first put it in, it's not hooked up. We're not using it yet, but he's trying it out. He asked me if I'd try it out. Oh yeah, I'll do it for
Right.
you, and he's giving me a discount on it. And
Yeah.
he's got it set up to go to his phone. And so on Sundays, usually he gets pings, and he goes, I don't know whether it was worth me putting in your truck or not. He goes, it's always going off.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we just installed a new cameras in here, the company did, and it's all about the insurance. That's all it boils
Yep,
down to.
that's what ours is.
Yeah.
Insurance
And
dictates everything anymore.
yep, everything. I mean, far as goes in the medical field, doctors, appointments, and everything. If you need to get an MRI, you got to get it approved or whatever. Insurance got to be approved referrals, and I'm like, insurance running this whole country,
Yep, we're in
even
the
in the
process
trucking.
of. Yep, that's what we're doing right now. That's why we're changing logs because we're trying to get a cheaper rate. Because
Right.
our rates are really high, and they got a good one here now. I'm going to be having my bobtail, my physical damage. I'm going to have workman's comp, and there's quite a like if I get hurt, like if I trip getting out of the truck, I get paid so much a day if I can't
Right.
work,
Occupational.
and
Yep.
yeah, I got all that, and it's only I got OIDA right now, and it don't
Yep.
have all that stuff, and I'm paying like three
Mm-mm.
fifty a month, and this year's only
Oh
going to cost me
wow.
like 260 a month for this.
I
But
think it cost me. I don't look and see here on my settlement sheet here. If I can find it on here. I don't know if I got my email set up on my tablet or not. I don't think I do. Oh, there it is, right there. I don't usually use my tablet to check my email, but I think it
yeah,
cost. It's not real bad. It's actually pretty reasonable for your bobtail and all your hazard. It's like it's not on this one here. Go back and find my other one. Maybe it's on this one here. They send me all the deductions on one, then they'll send me the other one that don't have the deductions. See here, find it. That ain't it. Got to be on this one. But yeah, it's probably like I don't know. I can't find it right away, but I think it's like maybe 20 to $30 a week for the insurance, bobtail, occupational stuff. It's pretty cheap.
yeah, ain't sound bad.
30. So you're looking at a little bit, maybe $150 a month.
Yeah, I've been paying over 350 at IOIDA, and I don't have all the other stuff on it. Like
Right.
I got hurt a couple months ago. I bridged down in Texas. I hit a bump and knocked my back out of the place, and I was off for 2 weeks. Couldn't hardly walk, and I called to see if we had workman's comp. I didn't know we had through the company, and they was in the process of getting it. They didn't have it at the time. That's gonna be kind of nice, especially getting older and
Oh,
fragile
sure.
anymore.
Yeah. And the roads ain't helping. Our roads are terrible.
Yep, that's what it was down
Wait till
there
you
with the
go up in
bridge.
Michigan. Wait till you get in
Yeah.
Michigan, especially 94. When you're going to come across. Yeah, I haven't been up there for a while, but last time I left, I'm like, man, I don't want to go back up in this state. I can't find out the beginning of my first. They take everything out of the first pay of the week. I can't find one of them because I end up doing 15 loads in 1 week.
Oh, they pay
I,
you every week, not just weekly settlement. Then.
well, I get paid every day. Every time I turn a load in, I get paid for it. I get paid daily. If
Oh,
I turn it in that day, I get paid for it, except for Saturday, Sunday, and holiday. But so that's how I got so many settlement sheets. I got to scroll through. But it's actually pretty nice to get paid every day. I was kind of wondering about it. I'm like, well, you know what? This ain't bad after all.
that's a lot of work for them doing it every day.
Yeah, we got just with H Duran, H Doran, we got over 500 trucks, and they're all owner operators. Well, Ace is all owner operators, anyways. But I take a picture of it, send it to email it to them, and within a couple hours they done settled it out. Done paid me, put it over on my fuel card, and then I can transfer it over to my bank account.
Hey, are you using Mudflap?
No, we got a discount because Ace Duran, they are part of Bennett Motor Express
Uh huh.
out of Georgia. So we're part of Bennett, and Bennett has their own fuel card, and they get huge discounts. It's the EFS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we get our. I mean, there'd be some places that I get like $1.80 discount off the gallon,
Oh, okay.
but most time depends. It changes every day. It changes or every couple of days it'll change, and sometimes it might be $1.80, sometimes it might be 50 cents, 40 cents off the gallon, but that adds up when you get.
Yeah, it does.
See,
That's why
right
I use the,
now,
the Mudflap when I can. I got that app, and I can
hmm
save, sometimes like 50 or 60 cents. I saved 60 cents over in Arkansas yesterday. I got 129 gallons, so you know
yep.
that's a pretty good savings.
Right now, it looks like the average savings around the pilot over in Richfield on I-77, which that's that small pilot that I don't never go in there because it's so small. And it's showing 63 cents a gallon savings off the regular price. So anywhere between 45 to 60 cents, it looks like about the going price right now, but it will change and it'll jump up, over a dollar some. Cause I got fuel at Ripley, New York, a couple months ago before I went off on surgery, and I got like a dollar. It was like $1.60 something off a gallon, and I got it for like $3 a gallon for diesel fuel.
Wow.
I was like, top it off, and what I'd save, and this is what I do. Say if I saved $60 on the discounts, you got 100 gallons, 60 cents off. So I saved $60, and I'll take that $60 and I'll put it in a trailer repair fund.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're not missing it that way, and just
Right. Yep. I'll transfer it over to a trailer repair fund. When it cashes out, transfer it right over, and it just keeps building until I need it, and I got access to it. Now I got a truck repair fund that I got, and what I got with it, every load that I deliver, I have them withhold $100 and put it over in the truck repair fund. So I delivered 3 loads yesterday, so they transferred $300 over into my truck repair fund. But you
That don't
just
take
never
long to
know.
build that up, yeah.
No, it don't take long at all. I mean, it goes pretty fast.
And if you go into a shop, it's a minimum of $1,000 any time you go
Oh
in
yeah,
anymore.
yep,
I'm gonna stop
yeah,
today and service mine. There's $500, just to service it.
yeah. I do all my work on mine when I'm at home. If I can get home and do it, then I do all the work at home on it. Except for tires, I don't fool with tires. They're too heavy to me to fool with. I'm like, I'll just pay somebody to do tires. But as goes the oil changes, filters, and grease and everything, I do all that myself.
I used to anymore. I just stop and have it done out on the road because then when I'm home, I don't. I park the truck in the other driveway. I got two driveways,
Yep.
and I park the truck and I don't even look at it while I'm at home.
I haven't read any chat. I just flipped it over on chat.
There ain't nobody in here, just me and you.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, living
Everybody left.
in Minnesota then. So like
Yeah,
we're
he
out of here.
was.
Well, it's a holiday weekend. They got spent
Yeah,
time with their families.
yep.
Well, there's a lot of
I
traffic
didn't figure
going
it'd be
on.
very
Last night
many.
was a lot of traffic. Nah, I kind of figured that. Last night I've run to about 9:30 last night, and there was so much traffic out on the interstates. I said I'm done for the night. I said I could have come on up here and waited to load first thing in the morning, but I'm like, well, they're not going to be ready for me. So I just parked and like, I'm not going to even deal with traffic anymore tonight.
Yeah,
Don't
I
look
went
too bad where
over.
you're at
I
for
got
traffic wise.
no. It ain't too bad today in
Gotta love
Kentucky
them
right
orange
now.
barrels.
You know, yeah. I went over. I went up to Springdale, Arkansas, picked up an empty trailer, and I brought it down to Little Rock, and I put two of the it's a furniture van trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't usually load nothing on them, but they wanted me to pick up stuff there in Little Rock, so I got there, and they'd stuck it on another trailer. They didn't know I was on the way in, and they
Oh,
got the wrong emails, and so I had to wait about an hour and a half. They took it off the other trailer and put it on mine.
just load them on you, yeah.
I got I got 5,000. I got 5,000 pounds of somebody's household shit on.
Man, speaking of
Stop it from bouncing.
that, right, I had to do when I first started trucking. I started out with TMC, and I worked with them for 6 months, and they had a load of household furniture that they wanted picked up on a flatbed and tarp it, right?
Yeah.
I'm new at this game. I'm like, all right, no big deal. I'll good tarp it. I'm like, I didn't know anything about it, and and I had to take it to an apartment complex, and I'm like, ain't no way I get this flatbed up in this apartment complex, and that had turned into be like 2 3 days drugged out on trying to figure out how they're going to unload it. I'm like, well, so
Oh
finally
shoot.
they had a bunch of guys come in with a little small trailer. They had to unload me by hand with this furniture, put it on a trailer, take it up there to this house in this apartment complex apartment, and they had to unload it, pack it in the house, come back, unload me some more, and it took forever. I'm like, never again am I hauling furniture on a flatbed.
I usually don't have to mess with it. I got out to Santa Barbara years ago with the deliver a furniture van. It was a full load. There's a guy come from Mexico, some big corporate guy, real nice guy. And I mean, he had some
Yeah.
beautiful furniture. I mean, heavy stuff. And they didn't have a truck to take it up to the house there. And they asked me, I didn't have nothing to do. They go, hey, you want to make some extra money? Go doing what? He goes, pull this trailer up there while my guys unload it. I go, I ain't unloading. He goes, no, you don't have to unload it. But if you want to sit there, and the sheet that's got all the tags and mark them off when they take it off your trailer. We'll pay you $20 an hour to stand there and watch them. I was sure, hell, I ain't doing nothing. And they took me
Right.
out that night and stuff. But like I made like an extra $800 just watching people
Nice.
unload the trailer, and talking to the
Right.
people and stuff. And then they took me out to dinner. The group did and stuff, and we had a good
Mm-hmm.
time.
You know, I hauled a dry van for one of my buddies one time. His dad got in an accident over in Iowa. Well, he had a heart attack, but he ended up dying from it, and he had to take over the business, and he didn't know nothing about trucking, and so I helped him out. And well, I said I can get you started, and back on where you need to be, and did that for a while, pulling a dry van, and we hauled a lot of dry foods into Aldi's. But actually, they was potato chips. What they was, potato chips. And you got to go in by appointment. And I sat there for 8 hours. And I told him, I said, you need to pursue detention from the broker. He said, well, I don't know how to do that. I said, well, give me the information. I'll talk to the broker. So he gave me the information of the broker, and I called him up, and I said, listen, man. I said, I've been sitting here for 8 hours. I said, you cost me a load. And he ended up paying me directly. He ended up paying me directly $800 on a comp check for my time sitting there waiting for 8 hours.
Oh shoot! Hi,
Yeah.
Alvin.
Hey, Alvin. So he ended up paying my buddy. I said, we'll half it. I said, you got 400, I'll take 400. I said, you got to negotiate with him. You got
Yep.
to tell him. And finally, he uh, he finally got his CDL and he started like, man, trucking ain't easy as you think it is. I said, no, it ain't easy as it looks. There's a lot to it. I said, especially being an owner operator, there's a lot involved. I said, even though you might be done driving, but if you own a business, you got paperwork you got to file, you got bills you got to submit.
Yeah, you got to send all everything out to everybody. You got to do your road taxes, take care of all that.
Yeah, IFTA, that's something else.
Yep. Yep.
SR 2290, I think it's like 500 some dollars now.
Yep.
Then fuel tax, if you run certain states, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Indiana, real bad. If you don't buy fuel in their state, you're gonna pay taxes on them for every mile you run in their state.
Yep.
And I buy all my fuel most of the time in Ohio because I'm spend 90% of my time in Ohio. But I gotta pay when I go to Pennsylvania. I go on the other side of Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh, where I actually load at all the time, is only like 40 miles from where I pick up. And I'll go through Pittsburgh on the other side and then come back. But there's no fuel stops once you go over on Route 22. It's just a secondary highway. So I got to buy fuel before I go over, and I don't cross past no fuel truck stops. So I have no choice but to buy it over here. They get me every quarter. They get me. This much on fuel tax. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
Nope. Yeah, I try to watch that. Buy fuel in each state so I don't have to pay so much fuel taxes. But sometimes it's cheaper to get the cheaper fuel and then pay the tax.
Right.
You got to figure it out. If not, you can get broke.
Yep. How you doing today, Alvin?
Hi, Natasha. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. So, yeah, today I'm
Yeah.
just hanging out waiting on probably. If I'm lucky, I might get 6,000 pounds to take back down to Toronto, but it's plate titanium and it's pretty hot stuff. They're waiting on it. They're actually still running the press, still processing it up here.
Oh, are they?
What I end up doing is I'll bring the raw material up here that they make down there, and they'll send it up here, and they got a big press that they'll shear it down on all four corners to make it square, and then I take it back. Matter of fact, I brought it up yesterday. They're still chopping it down, cutting the corners off.
Yeah, Natasha, I haven't seen you in a while. I wondering what happened to you.
Doing good, Alvin. Doing good, buddy.
Just a couple truck drivers bullshitting today on here.
Yeah, I was talking to Rustic this morning. He's over in Branson. He went fishing this morning, but he didn't catch anything. I said, and I told him, I said, Rustic, I said, you're not surprised, are you? He's like, ah. Because I always tell Rustic, I said, boy, you
I
can't
I
fish
don't
with
have
a leg.
you got Rustic's number.
Yeah, I do.
I was going to try to get his number because I'm going up there by his house. I didn't know if he's home. I told my wife last night I was going to try to get a hold of Rustic or Possum
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
go fishing today. When I come up through here, and
Yep.
but hell, he's in Branson, so
You got him. Yeah. I don't know if you got Facebook or Messenger or not. You can shoot him a message that way.
yeah,
Or
yeah, I
I
do.
can, and I'll give him
Yeah,
a heads up. He'll reach out. He'll reach out to you one way or another. Because I don't
yeah. I'm
have no
coming up
way of
through.
actually.
I haven't got. I've been up through here several times. I've met Possum and Amanda, and I haven't got a chance to meet Rustic yet. And
Right.
yeah, I'm coming up through here now up by them.
Yeah, I stopped up there when I ran down to Texas. I always come back up that way, and I met him there up there. I remember what right there. I can't remember the name of the town now. But I parked at the pilot there, and it was like 15 minutes from his house, and he come over and met me. We went fishing for a couple of days, well,
Matthews
for the weekend.
or Matthews. That's where the truck
I'm
stops
ready.
are at.
Oh, is it? Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
pilot there, and I think
TA.
it's a yeah, TA, yeah.
Yeah, they built a speedway there across from the TA now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
Oh,
watching
yeah, I love
football?
watching football, Alvin. Yeah, I know the high school football games were last night over where I work at. They was playing football when I went through there last night. I was like, man, I ain't watched a good old football game for a long time. It's some good times playing football. I played football. My first year of football was in fifth and sixth grade of school. They called it a midget league. That was the name of it. Called it midget league football. I don't know what they call it now, but that was many, many years ago. Then I went into high school football or junior high, then high school. I used to watch a lot of college football, but since I started driving truck, I really don't watch it much anymore.
Yeah, I don't mind watching college. I don't watch NFL though. I stopped a few
Right.
years ago when they did all their shit. They're making millions of dollars. No,
Oh, they definitely.
I don't mind.
There's
I like
7,
watching.
12 year olds.
I like watching the kids play and a little bit of the
Right.
college.
7 and 12 year olds. Pop Warner. Fun to watch all of them. Oh, yeah. It's definitely fun to watch them. That's fun. I kind of enjoy watching the high school football games myself. They're at that age right there. A lot of fun. Yeah, it seemed to be like every Friday night years ago that I was at a football game watching them. But back then we didn't have artificial turf. It was grass, muddy.
Yeah,
Now that I think most of them got artificial. Majority of the schools do, I think, artificial turf.
ours don't. Ours is still grass.
Is it?
but we're out in the country, so they ain't real big school.
It'll be a good day to play football. Well, at least up in the north, it's only 60 degrees up here now today. 60.
Al- Alvinville, Nevada. It's probably hot
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. I thought he was down in southwest there.
No, he's over outside of Reno.
Well, Reno might not be too bad this time of year.
Yeah, it might not be.
I'm not for sure. Well, I remember going through Reno one time and then up over the hill to going up Donner Pass in the wintertime. It was like 79 degrees down in Reno, and I got up to the top of the mountain of Donners, and there was so much snow on top of that mountain. And I told the wife, I said, we're going to park at the rest area on top here. And so we parked there and woke up next morning and looked out the window. I'm like, good Lord, look at all the snow.
Yep,
Because if I
and it don't
remember
take very
correctly,
long.
no. And I remember correctly that there was a ski resort. I could see a ski resort like across the highway over there. 7580. Yep.
Yep.
That's pretty good weather. But I haven't been across that Donner's Pass in a long time. Because if you drop down into California, it won't be no snow, but on top of that mountain, it'll be a lot of it.
I actually was in the Air Force up there at McCullen, right there in Sacramento.
Yeah,
My first one in
that's
the Air Force.
0 feet elevation, isn't it? Sacramento, 0 feet elevation.
Yep. Yep.
I thought it was. Now I went across, I think at Lookout Mountain over in Idaho on US 12. I think at US 12 down by, I think at Lewis, Idaho. I think at Lewis.
Yep.
And picked up a load of kidney beans down there. And the scales, Lewiston, I think it might have been. Something Lewis, I can't remember. I think it's Lewiston. But the scales was open. I'm like, man, I'm not running across them scales with this load. I said, I know I'm overweight. And I thought, well, I'll just cut up across US 12 and follow the Snake River up and come back out, I think, in Missoula, Montana. I think where it comes out at. And it's in the wintertime, man, they were using snowplows to shove the trees off the road from the avalanches. I'm like, that's the worst mistake I made in my whole life trucking. I made it through, but let me tell you what, talk about your butt puckering up to the seat. Because one false move, you're in the river. There was so much snow this year that the ski resort stayed open until the end of July. Wow.
I used to like run across 30 in that area on the coming back from over by Little America, coming over to
Yep.
Missoula there. I always cut across there.
I mean, it was beautiful country going along that Snake River. But I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, not in the wintertime, never again.
I,
Never
I
again.
dated I dated a girl up there at American Falls for a while. I started to
Yep.
move up there.
Then I went up Highway 95 in Idaho. Went up there, picked up a load of timber, and got up in there. It was, and that's one of them roads that your length of your trailer was had to be, I think, under 50. No bigger than 48 footers, if I remember right, on that road. Got up in there, and it was in the wintertime. I'm like, good God, what have I got myself into? Because you got the big old pine trees up there, so it blocks the sunlight until sun gets directly straight above them, and then after that, it's all shaded. The road hardly ever was clear. I bet I've never really got to see the snow resort in the daylight, but I bet it's pretty big. You ever been across I-90 up in Washington and through Snoqualmie Pass?
Yep. Yep.
Well, I tell you what, that's beautiful country up in there.
I did for a couple years. I run seafood out of Oregon and Washington back to Missouri, and I
Yep.
would take tomatoes out there, drop them off in Portland, and I run back and forth there for a couple years. Hang out up on top of the hill at the TA and drink beer.
Yeah, them Rocky Mountains are something else. If you want to see great country, or it's totally different what it is over on the eastern seaboard. The Rockies are nothing resembled over here on the eastern Appalachians.
That's why I do this, what I'm doing here, driving, because a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
never get out of their area and don't get to
Right.
see some of that. Now, it doesn't show on camera the terrain sometimes, like when you're climbing a mountain, but you can get
Right.
some of it.
Yeah. See, where was the Devil's Slide at? I mean, what state was that? That's Utah, I think. The Devil's Slide.
That's Utah. Yeah, it's right
Yeah,
there
that.
by Ogden, Utah.
Yep. Because you can pull off the road there. You can actually
Yep.
get off the road with a semi there and take pictures of it. But that's something pretty cool. That Devil's Pass. I still got pictures of it.
Yep.
Donner got
We
over
was talking about that
700
the
inches
other
of
day.
snow. Wow, 700 inches. Wow, that's a lot of snow.
I like going through there where the Devil's Slide is, that canyon running along the
Yep.
water.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful country out there. My wife's seen a mountain lion over in Utah,
Mm.
but we stopped there one time over in Idaho along the Snake River, and I'm not thinking nothing about it. I get the dogs out, and I'm like, man, this river's beautiful. Then I go over and read this sign that's up along the river, and it says something about the animal that's in the area. I'm like, you know what? I didn't think of that. I'm not top of the food chain over in the Rocky Mountains anymore. I was like, yeah. And my dog at the time, she was scared to death. You could tell that she was a little edgy on the edge. And I'm like, I'm getting back in the truck. I'm not going to have a mountain lion attack me or a grizzly bear. I said, I'm good. Because you ride along that river and there's salmon everywhere.
Yep. When I was going up to Portland and Washington all the time, I actually had an Oregon fishing license. I would take and go up early and on the weekends and to deliver Monday morning.
Yep.
I'd bust my ass to get up there, right there along the river, going in. There's all kinds of parking spots, and I carried a camp stove and everything with me, and I just set up camp
Yeah.
and go fishing.
As soon as they get you loaded, we gotta head out. But I wanted to get my trucks pulled in. You able to back up a little bit? They'll
Yeah.
come out of that door right there to load you up.
Yeah, that'll work.
Back door.
They about ready, are they?
I think so. I think they're gonna start loading you now.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
Sounds like you guys
Okay.
work.
Yeah, they're getting ready to. I don't hear the press beating anymore. So I think they're only going to work till noon today. Which that's fine with me. That'll put me about an hour and 20 minutes from delivering it. Well, about 95 miles. But it's all basically it's all 4-lane highway.
Watch out, he's backing up.
Yeah. Got me right up next to the dumpster. See what he got to say here. All right, buddy. Yeah, they start loading me here in a minute. All right, Alvin. All right, Randy. Appreciate you having me up here.
Yeah,
Alvin,
no
have a
problem.
good day. And everybody else in chat, have a good day. And we'll catch you on next time, Randy.
All right, later, John.
All right, we'll see you. Have a good one.
That was pretty good. Get another brother trucker out here trying to got quite a few drivers that follow me. It's kind of nice getting them up on the panel, get different views from different drivers. But we are in Missouri. Right lane truck. Looks like it could rain anytime around here. Rain for the next 3 days out there. Yeah, it's supposed to be really hot over here this week. They're saying back up in the hundreds. It's not bad today, 82, but there's an overcast, so hurry up, get around this guy. The scale might be open. I doubt if it's open, but it might be. A lot of times on the weekends, holiday weekends, they let them off, but never know. It's closed. Well, they're in there though. They're DOT and a hot shot. Let's see what you wrote. Having the damn thing moved too quick. Pick the other phone up, read it. You notice any more traffic for LD? What's L? Oh, yeah. Sometimes different areas, like this morning going across I-40, there was a lot of traffic yesterday and this morning. But here on this is the road from Memphis to St. Louis. We're going to turn up here, Sykes in Missouri, though, cut up through Illinois. This is up here where Possum and Danny Stone and Rusty all live in this area up here where we're going to turn and go up through Illinois. But there's quite a few trucks, but ain't that many cars today right through here. Yeah, there was a lot of traffic yesterday. This is one of the last holidays, summertime big holidays, ain't it? Shannon's got Sunday night off too, so she got a 3-day weekend. They asked me if they wanted to try to get me something home, but I should have because this one ain't the greatest. Because like right now, I got 680 mile to do. I got rest of the day, tomorrow and Monday to get there. I thought about, I was telling Shannon, I was thinking about stopping and seeing if Possum was around, but just found out from John that he's not in the area. He's over at Branson. That's what happens too. A lot of times on the holidays, everybody's gone. One thing about driving a damn old truck, you miss a lot of things, holidays, birthdays, or whatever. You're out here on the road. It's kind of nice driving, not a lot of traffic though. Hi, Brandon. Welcome in. Yeah, it gets old. It used to be fun when I was younger and when I wasn't married too. I'd stop and we'd party and have barbecues and truck stops like on holidays. Get around and get on a flatbed and somebody'd have a stereo cranking, playing music, or somebody'd have a guitar and sit around this bullshit and or go to the bars or whatever. But people don't hang out no more. You go to a truck stop, nobody talks to anybody. Used to every evening, there's would be a group get together, carried your lawn chair, barbecue grill or whatever, and sit around and yak. You don't really see it anymore. Used to somebody broke down on the side of the road, two or three guys would stop, try to help the guy. Now they try to run you over. $4.11 at the pilot or 405. I don't know what my discount is up here. I'll stop up here and it's a little ways up yet. Probably about an hour yet. Stop and get fuel. Hey, John's back. Loaded back on the road. Well, be safe on that short round. Sometimes short rounds end up being long ones. So thanks for coming in, John. Also, it's a pleasure. Anytime I'm on, you're welcome up. You can be driving, turn your avatar on, and come up and talk if you want. What's that pickup keep turning turn signals on for?
I'm about to radio check. Thank you, sir. at mile marker 20 around here. Following you. Yeah, we're headed north. How far did you say you were?
John, aggravate Rustic. Tell him I was coming by to see him and he ain't home.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's getting out a little ways. That's not too bad for a Walmart CV.
Yep, 35, 39 or 40 cents a gallon.
Yeah, that's not too bad for a Walmart CV.
I remember when I was a kid, they had gas wars in Missouri. 19 cents a gallon. It's as cheap as I've ever remembered seeing it. Gasoline. Alvin, I probably was out there when you was doing that. I wasn't driving yet, but my dad drove out there. I rode with my dad all the time. I didn't start driving until 85. But we used to go out there. Dad loved to gamble, so yeah, back then gas was higher, because diesel is a byproduct of gas. It's cheaper to make, but then what in the early 80s, 90s, they started making all these diesel cars and trucks. Everybody went to diesel because it was cheaper, thinking it was going to save money. They did their prices up on diesel and he dropped. Oh, bad bump. Right lane's rough again. Hit a bump. Dent the foam. Five warehouses at time. Talking about spaces with trucks, there ain't. If you don't stop early anymore, there ain't no place to park. They actually is apps too for parking. Places have, you know, advertising for parking spots at warehouses. You gotta pay to park. The Swiss truck, no, ain't Neil. It's a white truck. Kind of dry in this area. It's kind of brown. I don't know, Brandon. 10 years ago or more, it was fun to drive out here, but you've done as long as I have or John has, it's not as fun anymore. Today ain't bad. Traffic's light, but some of the stuff we have to deal with brokers and shippers and receivers and stuff anymore, just it's uncalled for. As long as trucking's been in businesses, they ought to have it a lot easier for their drivers. And then right now it's a hurry up and wait. A lot of stuff they don't have it, so you got to wait for them to make it or whatever to ship it. But they want the truck there ahead of time. My wife works at a battery factory. I know the brokers have the drivers come in 6 o'clock in the morning, and their appointment ain't till 8 o'clock at night. So they sit there all day long, and most time they don't get paid for it. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end this live. I'm gonna stop here and get fueled just shortly, and I gotta look a code up on my phone, get a discount. Appreciate everybody coming in. You guys enjoy your weekend. Alvin, hope you guys win today. If you're out going fishing, everybody catch the biggest one. So I appreciate everybody coming in. I'll probably go live again tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get up to Effingham, Illinois, wash the truck, and get my oil changed today. And I'll probably go live going up into Michigan tomorrow. So I'll see everybody on tomorrow. All right, Paula. Bye, everybody.